Hey everybody, Crazy Daylight here, and today I'm going to be talking about using chords to make a key change happen. The example that I'm using is this track I did with Slink last year. It's called Moustache Ride. This is what it sounds like. Alright, if you like the sound of that, then you can find that on our Funk Banditos EP. Check it out. But back to why we're here. This bridge is essentially where the key change happens. It goes from this part of that's the main drop, I suppose you'd call it, which is in G minor, and ends up in D minor over here. The reason that we have this key change in the track is because Slink started off writing this early bit, this bit here. That's kind of the intro to the track when we started out, and then we started writing this drop and we forgot which key we'd written this in. So we wrote this in G minor, and then when we went to put them together we were like, hang on, that doesn't quite work. So we had to work around it and write a progression to fit the two parts together. There was also a key change at the start of the track when this bit first comes in. I think this is a more interesting example, so that's what we're going to take a look at. So the chords, this bit's not very significant. It just sort of pedals on that G minor chord, goes up to an A sharp major briefly, but this is the business end of the progression and where the magic happens. So the first chord here is a D7. That's actually borrowed from a G major scale. Pretty much all of these chords go outside of the two respective scales that we're going between, because that's what helps to facilitate the key changes. It kind of goes to a point where it's like it's not really in any key for a moment, and then you bring it back over here to resolve. So you've got that D7, which is essentially a D major chord with a minor seventh on top. Pretty cool chords to play with, good for building tension and then that sort of thing in a cadence, or at the end of a progression. And then there's the G minor chord again, but this is where we try and work at resolving back to the new key. We've got what looks like a D sharp major 6 chord. So that's your D major chord with a 6th note up on top, and that's like way outside the scale. That's kind of just taken from anywhere, but it has a cool effect. I like to put chords from outside the scale into my tracks because it stops you being limited by what's in a G minor scale. It might not be where you want to take the music at that point. So there's that chord, and then it goes to this one looks like it's a C major 6 chord, and this is the cool chord that really makes this happen, because it's if you guys know about sort of which notes like to resolve in a key, it's usually, if you're trying to resolve back to the root note of the key, usually the 7th degree of the scale or the 5th, the two that resolve best back to that root. So this chord, while it is actually in, is it in G minor? What do we got there? No, it's another borrowed chord. It's outside of the scale because G minor that it would be a minor chord. But anyway, regardless of that, it's got this seventh degree, which that wants to resolve to D, and then the A, which is the fifth degree of the G minor scale, and that also likes to resolve to D. So you've got this chord that sort of fits in with what's come from back here, but when you get to what's after it, it still works with resolving to that new key. So let's have a listen to this once again. I think that's pretty cool. It certainly helped us out when we're in that situation. We tried all sorts of stuff to, like, changing the key of both tracks, and you know, when you've used samples, sometimes certain samples that you'll put in a track just don't work when you re-pitch them. So it's nice to have a bit of flexibility when you're writing music to be able to take it other places. And there's all sorts of other key changes you can do. This is a fairly basic one, but that's a good one to get you started, especially if you write yourself into a corner like we did. Hope you guys have got something out of this tutorial. Hit me up with any questions, as always. And yeah, check out my SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/crazydaylight if you want to hear some music. And I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Cheers.